Kenny Lance Richardson parked the red Mazda 3 in the hospital's southeast employee lot, knowing it would be a shorter walk to find Taylor's department. Right out of nursing school, she'd worked in OB/GYN for 4 years, but it wasn't her passion. She'd finally landed one of the coveted roles as a surgical nurse 10 months earlier. It came with a higher pay scale, a chance to learn and assist with much more complicated procedures, and ridiculously long hours spread out over a constantly changing schedule. Operating rooms booked out all sorts of times of day, especially in the only major hospital for hundreds of miles. Kenny and their 2 children hadn't seen Taylor for nearly 3 days, a fact that was starting to piss him off. He was worried he might be reading too much into her tone on the phone calls. Like so many people in modern times, they didn't have a home phone. He'd had to pester the elderly widow next door 3 times in 2 days just to try and reach his wife. The cost of borrowing her old house phone was simply letting her hold and play with their 8-month-old son, Dylan. There were worse neighbors to have. But he heard something in Taylor's tone, something beyond exhaustion. Mrs. Park had graciously agreed to watch the children for a couple of hours. Kenny himself was already on his 3rd day off from work in the week-long crisis. He was a junior engineer with Spokane's planning department. The city had tried to brand all employees as essential in the early part of the week. But like many cities and counties throughout America, civil workers had begun to call out sick or personal leave as things digressed. Cities figured out quickly to shut down entire sectors and divisions so that once the crisis was resolved, they could go apply for federal impact funds. Nothing spoke to mayors and council members quite like a game to get free money. The irony in Kenny's mind was that for the first time in his 4-year career with the city, he was finally enjoying his job. A large, much-needed housing development had fallen drastically behind schedule. He'd been working at the build site so often, he'd been able to set up a desk in the project trailer and avoid the commute to City Hall. His mind was a vortex of thoughts and concerns as he moved back up Division Street to find the public entrance on this side of the complex campus. What if they don't want to let her go? What if she doesn't want to come home?